Hello, everybody. Marcos Villegas here, being joined with Luke Campbell, who took a little jet plane across the Atlantic, across Texas, Nevada, lands here in California in Manhattan Beach. I was surprised to see you over here, Luke.
Yeah.
So you're in town. There's a top rank card going on.
Yeah.
So connecting the dots, Luke Campbell's here, Eddie's here, top rank, weight class 135. Already fought Jorge Linares. Common thing right there. Vasyl Lomachenko.
Yeah.
I think I'm on to something. I know we discussed this a little bit off camera, but I guess you're in the running for a Vasyl Lomachenko fight.
Yeah, possibly. You know, I've come here now for a couple of days to be with my promoter Eddie and possibly talk about the fight with myself and Lomachenko with top rank. You know, we're two Olympic gold medalists, and he's an incredible fighter. And you know, I ain't come on the scene yet how I want to, but you know, I'm going to make a big impact this year.
How likely is it that you will fight him? What have they told you? Is it like pretty likely, or is it all dependent on what happens with the Linares situation?
Well, listen, you get two guys that want to be the best, so. You know, I want to be the best. I want to win world titles. I'm in boxing to be number one, and you know, Lomachenko is at the moment carrying that status. And you know, I want to be the best. I want to fight the best. I want challenges. This is what drives me. This is why I do boxing, and it's very exciting potentially it's very exciting. And yeah, we're going to chat some more and see what happens.
What's the target date and where it's going to happen? I think in London, right? But around what time?
Still, we need to chat and talk more about it. But you know, it's whether it'll be here in America or here in London. It's going to be a great event. The fans in London, I'm sure, well in England, wherever it is in England, I'm sure would relish the chance to go to that fight. And I think it's very exciting.
When you look at Vasyl Lomachenko and you see what he's done, and more in specific with that Rigondeaux fight, how do you break him down? Because I know every fighter looks at an opponent and they start breaking him down, like, okay, I could catch him here, he does this wrong, I think I can maybe catch him there. So when you see him, like, what goes on through your head?
Well, you know, I think boxing's more about having a strategy, yes, but you got to react to what's in front of you. You know, you're not writing a story. You know, you've just got to react to whatever's in front of you. And by watching Lomachenko, I don't particularly think there is anything that he cannot do. He can fight on the inside. He can box. He can move. He can hunt you down. He can do everything. So. It's just about doing what I do best, being in there and reacting to whatever's in front of you at that time.
What did you make of what he did to Rigondeaux? And were you surprised, like I was? Because I was extremely surprised that would happen to someone like Rigondeaux.
Yes, I was surprised. I mean, as an amateur, these two guys was two of my favourite amateur boxers, and. Yeah, I mean, you can't fault him. He went in there and, you know, he did the job, and it was an incredible performance. I was watching videos of Rigondeaux coming up to the fight, and these videos was getting closer and closer to the fight, and I'm thinking, this guy has not stopped training.
He looked like a beast, right? He looked fast, like in shape.
Yeah, he did, but, you know, it's... On the underneath, I'm thinking he could be way overtrained, because all the videos that I was seeing leading up to the fight, I'm thinking he's just, every day he's hitting the heavy bag, he's going. I'm just thinking he could have been overtrained, but that's not taking anything away from what Lomachenko did in that fight. Lomachenko was incredible, and he beat one of my favourite ever amateurs, easy.
You were around the same time where he won his gold medal. Of course, you won it in 2012, but you were also there too when Rigondeaux was in the amateurs. What was the perception of both those two guys as an amateur? Like, did other amateurs look at him and they're like, oh, great, like, I got to fight this guy? Like, was it like that kind of thing, like, growing around them?
Yeah, I mean, well, I was still sort of a baby when Rigondeaux was on the scene, and
maybe literally too, because he might be a little bit older than what people say he is.
You possibly could be right there. But yeah, no, Lomachenko. I actually first met Lomachenko in 2003 in Saratov, Russia, in the European Championships, where he won the gold medal and I won a bronze medal. And that's when I first ever seen Lomachenko and see what he was doing, what it was about. And then, as time went on, we was going to tournaments over and over the years, and you didn't really want to meet Lomachenko until you got to the final, really.
So even back then, it was like a thing that preceded him, like, oh, you don't want to mess with this kid.
No, not really. No, not really. You didn't want to, like I say, you didn't want to meet him if he was in the same weight as him. You didn't want to meet him till the final. But I was never in the same weight category as Lomachenko. I was always in different weight categories. So, but I did well. I did well on the internet on the amateur.
I think pretty well. Gold medal. That's okay.
In 2008, he won the European Championships in Liverpool. I won the European Championships in Liverpool. In Azerbaijan, 2011, he won the gold. Lightweight, I won the silver in the World Championships at bantamweight, and then in the Olympics we both won gold in 2012. So, I've known of him a lot, but this is the pro game, and he's smashing it at the minute. And for me, I want to be a world champion and I want to be the best. And it takes everybody doesn't adapt as quick as the next person. And it's took me a little bit longer to adapt, but now I feel as I'm ready for anybody, and I'm a different fighter.
Did you ever think back then that you would be in discussion to fighting him? Like, did you have this feeling like, I just know I'm going to meet him someday in the pro game?
Never ruled it out. I never really concentrated on that, but I never ruled it out. I thought maybe one day it could be a massive fight if we're both at the top, and this is what we're in boxing for, right?
Very true. You got to challenge yourself, face the best. I think that's a theme that we're seeing right now with the younger fighters, that they just want to fight the top competition. And I think boxing has grown a lot more because of that. Going back to the last appearance you had here in the States against Jorge Linares, what do you make now that you're a few months removed about what happened there? It was a close fight. You got a split decision. One of the judges felt that you won the fight. What are your impressions now of it?
Yeah, I mean, it was a close fight. I mean, I thought I won the fight I thought I won 7 rounds out of 12. But it was a great fight. I'm really upset and disappointed in myself that I'm not sat here right now with a world title, being world champion, because it could have easily gone my way. But it is what it is. I was in his back garden. He was a champion. And maybe winning 7 rounds out of the 12 wasn't enough. I needed to do a little bit more. But I'd love the opportunity to fight Linares again. I think I beat Linares easy in the second fight, but I'd love the opportunity to go again. Everybody enjoyed the fight. All the UK fans loved it. The arena that night was screaming the house down for us. So it was a great fight. Everybody enjoyed it. But I really would love the opportunity to clean my record and get that loss turned over to a win.
A lot of people, though, want to see Linares and Lomachenko fight. You've been in there with Jorge Linares. How does he do against a guy like Lomachenko, and how do you see that fight playing out?
It's an interesting fight. I mean, Linares is a world-class fighter, and so is Lomachenko. But Lomachenko is carrying this persona about with him now, and is no mass Lomachenko. Everybody's quitting against him.
Not just regular fighters. These are like elite fighters. He's making them quit.
I'm thinking, is somebody? I don't understand. But I mean, the quitting against him. It's because he takes everything away from him, and he takes the heart straight away. But Linares is a top fighter, very schooled, very skillful, fast, powerful, and it'll be Lomachenko's toughest test for sure, because he's coming up weight again, you know, and he's fighting a bigger guy. He's fighting a guy that's got speed, skill, and power. So this is boxing, you know. It only takes out that one shot, certain amount of pressure to the chin, and then it's all over. So you never know. But I think it'd be a very interesting fight. A fight that I would like to go to and watch. And it's good times in boxing.
Do you think he makes him quit? Do you think he beats him up so bad, cuts him up, like other people have suggested that it's either going to be a stoppage, or do you think, from what you mentioned just now, that Linares will take him 12 rounds and it'll be something where it's highly competitive?
Yeah, I mean, looking out from the outside right now, I mean, I would say it would be a competitive fight. Of course, it would be a competitive fight, but you know, I don't know. Lomachenko seems to have a way of just disheartening his opponents and taking everything out of them, where they're just doubting themselves.
How is he able to do that? You watching it, like how can he like do that to these people?
It's a secret of boxing. Yeah. Hit and not get hit. That's what he does. That's why their opponents can't land a shot on them, and they're getting hit. You know, he's killing the heart, and you know they seem to be quitting. But you know, I've not been brought up to quit.
I know you probably couldn't even fathom that, but I've
never lived with myself. If I did that, I would. Yeah. Honestly, if I quit against a boxer in the ring, I would retire from boxing, because it's not for me. I couldn't live with myself knowing that I would quit against another opponent in that ring. Couldn't do it.
With you saying that, I just imagine how like Walters must feel, like Sosa, like Rigondeaux, and I've tried to like picture it in my head, like that you're so frustrated, you're so beaten, you know, like, okay, I've already lost this fight, I can't do anything, it's like futile, that it gets to that point where you're like, you know what, just forget it, I can't handle this anymore.
Yeah. That's what he does to him, yeah. He makes him so frustrated.
It's like the equivalent of like rage quitting when you're playing like a video game, like a fighting game. Have you ever rage quit in a fighting game? I used to rage quit all the time, like play video games as a kid, like Street Fighter and all that.
It's
you like slam the controller down, like screw that, I don't want to play this anymore.
Yeah, maybe Call of Duty.
Yeah, yeah, because the little 7-year-olds are like murking you.
Yeah, and
they're like camping out, like sniping you.
You're just getting wiped out on the spot, and you ain't got no one back in about 5 minutes, and then the pad just goes through the window.
And that's the worst, when you hear like a little 7-8-year-old kid like, I got you, and you're like, son of a bitch, like what the hell?
That's exactly it. That's what he does to him.
Yeah, I guess. That's we just made an analogy right there. It's the equivalent of getting murked by a camper in Call of Duty or a video game like that. All right, Luke, if this fight with Lomachenko, I know you guys are still being talked about. If it doesn't happen, or you're made to wait because of the Lomachenko-Linares fight, when do you see yourself getting back in there?
I want to be out in May regardless. I'm training for May. I want to fight in May. I'm ready for May. I'm itching to get back in the ring. My last fight was against Linares in September, and I've never been so excited to go back into camp, to put myself through pain and stress, and I've learned a lesson in myself that I actually enjoy it. I actually enjoy doing all that and having the schedule of knowing what I'm doing in training camp. I actually really enjoy that, and I can't wait to get back in the ring, perform, put a great show on, and you know, and to become a world champion.
All right, Luke. Hey, man, good chatting with you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Luke Campbell right here. Maybe Lomachenko, maybe other big fights, but world title is his goal. Will return May of this year. Be on the lookout for him.